Uh-oh. Hello Whovians, Crispy Bro here and welcome back to the channel. Yes, today we are gonna have some fun and rank every single episode of 13-0. So far, this one is once again made by tier list extraordinaire, the Who Critic. They are excellent, please go and subscribe, and heck, while you're at it, why not consider subscribing to this channel because we make Doctor Who videos every single week. And next week's video is a little spicy. Alrighty, here is the list. It looks stunning. What else do I need to say? Like with every single one I do of these, this is my personal opinion. I know a lot of people have gripes with 13-0, and I am very much the same. I have a few things that I am not that fond of in Jodie Whittaker's era, but on the whole, I am very much enjoying my time in this era. If you're not the biggest fan of this era, that is absolutely fine, but don't discredit people that are enjoying it. At Crispy Pro, we are a very respectful Doctor Who community. That's the one thing we set out to do, and we've pretty much done it. So thank you guys for being so good to each other. But hey, enough babbling. Let's get to some ranking, hey? Oh wait, no. Let's keep on babbling. You can tweet me your bloody response to this at Crispy Pro. So take a screenshot of your tier list, tweet it at me at Crispy Pro, and I'll respond. All right, let's start things off with The Woman Who Fell to Earth. I absolutely adored this episode when it first came out, and it might be the fact that I was able to see this at a cinema in Australia, which was surreal, you know, seeing the production value of Jodie Whittaker's era on the big screen. I mean, that was something else. Looking back, it does kind of seem to be shaping up an era that we didn't really get in the end, which I find surprising. Overall, I have such a nostalgic feeling towards this episode. I know some people aren't the biggest fan, but I think it's an awesome debut for Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. So I might put it in the good or fantastic. Tell you what, we'll put it in fantastic for now, because that's my opinion and I can do that. Alright, whatever. We'll move on. The Ghost Monument. I know a lot of people have problems with this one too, and I've never really understood why. I feel like the Ghost Monument's like a fun story. It's kind of a cool concept that this race is happening, and we've got the final two competitors, and our companions and Doctor get kind of swept up in that. I think it's really cool. I think it's one of the most like visually interesting stories of Jodie Whittaker's era so far. I think, is it good? I think it's okay. It's an okay episode. It's a fun watch. It's like, wow. Now, moving on to Rosa. Now, this episode shook me. This is not what I was expecting. I'd have to say it's probably one of the most well-received and well-thought-out Jodie Whittaker stories. It shows you what Doctor Who can do, because, you know, we have the ability to time travel, and we are able to see these iconic figures from human history. And it's very powerful. So I might put it in... Is it the greatest of the Jodie Whittaker era? Maybe, but I'll put it in fantastic. I don't think it's the greatest episode to ever exist, but it is beautiful and definitely one of my favorites. Arachnids in the UK. I remember really not being the biggest fan when this came out, but just before I watched Revolution of the Daleks, I knew that Jack Robertson was coming back, and this is the one episode that he was in. And I was like, alright, I'll give it a rewatch, give it a little bit of a replay, and I enjoyed it way more than I actually thought I did. I don't know why I was so slow on that sentence. I thought it was a pretty fun time. And it does a little bit of characterization for Yaz and Graham, which was awesome to see. It's not the best, but do I dare say it's better than the Ghost Monument? 2018 me would have been like this, but 2021 me, tell you what, I will put it in the good. Fight me. Don't fight me. We're respectful. I just said that. The Saranga Conundrum. The Bloody Pating. Whoa. That was crazy. I just got a notification when I said pating, and that's the sound a notification makes. Is this a sign from the universe? No? Big coincidence? Yeah, probably. This episode I'm not the biggest fan of. The opening sequence in the junkyard is stunning. That is some of the coolest shots in Doctor Who I have ever seen. But this episode, I don't know. Is this the first bad one? Do I dare? I know people in the comments are gonna be like, I would have put all of these in bad. Come on, guys. Yeah, that's the first bad one. I'm sorry, Jodie. I'm sorry, Jodes. Alrighty, Demons of the Punjab. This one is quite cool. I very much enjoy this one. Very wholesome story. Does wonders for Yaz, finally. I haven't really rewatched this one in quite some time, but I do remember enjoying it at the time and on my rewatches, so I'll put it in good. I'll put it in good. The Witchfinders. It's probably okay. If it wasn't for the performance of that one guy from Spy Kids, this guy on screen, I'd probably put it in bad, but purely because of his performance, I'll put it in okay. Kablam! Oh boy, I have such a soft spot for Kablam. It feels very much like a David Tennant-esque, Matt Smith-esque story, and the Kablam Man is such a cool thing. I want a life-size one just here, be right next to me and comfort me at all times when things get a little bit scary. It's a fun time, whatever, it's good. It takes you away. Oh boy, did this episode take me away. Comedy. This one I thought was going to be my favorite, and then at the end, that frog scene, I know some people have kind of come around to that frog scene now, but it still just throws me off the entire episode. It lost some points there for me. I probably would have put It Takes You Away in Fantastic because I think it's a cool concept. It's a really, really cool story. Very good sci-fi story. I just found it very distracting with the frog there. Like, it could have taken any form, and I get why it took a frog in the end, but I don't know. If anyone watching this has not seen that episode and they're like, what the hell is he going on about the frog for? Just know, it's a lot. Yeah, I would have put it in Fantastic. I think I'm going to put it in okay. It's an okay episode. It's probably in between good and okay, but I'd say it's more okay than it is good. The Battle of Ranskor Av Kolos. What a big title. And not a big episode. This is probably the most lackluster finale we have ever had. I don't know. It was cool seeing... what's his name? Tim Shaw back. That was a bit of fun. I'm sorry, Series 11, but that one's not that great. Alrighty, then we get our first Jodie Whittaker New Year's Day special, Resolution. And the first episode of the Jodie Whittaker era that brings back a classic villain. All of these, all new villains. Memorable ones? But we finally got the Daleks back in Resolution, and boy oh boy, I love this episode a lot. I'm going to put it in Fantastic, and here's why. Because it's a lot of fun, and I really like it, and it's one whole hour of Doctor Who goodness. I don't know what else to tell you. And plus, this was the one episode I rewatched throughout the entirety of 2019, because that was the only episode we got in the entirety of 2019. Oh boy, now we're on to Series 12. Spyfall Parts 1 and 2, the only two-parter? No, what am I saying? Look, the plot twist at the end of episode 1 saved this episode for me because I was kind of not on board with the spy thing, the whole James Bond parody thing they were going for. It felt very much like a mid-season thing to do, not like an opener episode. If it was a unit story and brought back the James Bond stuff, this probably would have been in the greatest. This probably would have been one of my favorite episodes, but it just felt, the cheese fest was real. The cheese fest was real, but Sacha Dhawan absolutely crushed it in these two episodes. I'm going to put Spyfall Part 1 in good, purely for my boy Sacha Dhawan. And it was cool seeing everyone back again. It's a new season. It's all very exciting. But in retrospect, that is probably where I'd put it. In Spyfall Part 2, I remember not enjoying as much as Spyfall Part 1, but I did enjoy the historical stuff they did in that episode. But yeah, I'll put that in okay. That can live in okay for now. Orphan 55. Oh boy. I am not a fan of this one. It felt like a real loss in momentum for Series 12. Like, I was so excited with Spyfall Part 1 and 2, and I was like, damn, I can't wait to see what happened. And then BBC America were like, oh, something crazy happens. And I was like, after the Master reveal, nothing crazier could happen in this season. Oh man. But yeah, I'm sorry, Orphan 55, but you're not canon, mate. I will rewatch you though. I swear, one day we will do a live rewatching on the channel so that we can all see it again. Speaking of Night of Terrors, we have Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. I love this one so much. It is by far the best historical in the Whittaker era. It's so much fun. It's fast-paced. The girl from the Sarah Jane Adventures is back as a big spider, and I'm very keen to rewatch that one as well. So I'm gonna put it in Fantastic. Fugitive of the Jedoon. Another big episode. This one had the stakes that I thought Orphan 55 was gonna have. Your boy back. We got a new doctor. It was a lot. Just from purely me watching it and the enjoyment I had, I had a great time. So, do I put it in fantastic or good? I reckon it deserves to be in between these two. I'm going to put it in... yeah. Can you hear me? I'll be honest, I haven't rewatched that one in ever. I don't know, I thought it was okay at the time. I'll put it in okay. We'll put it in okay for now. Praxius, I don't know, it felt very mid-tier as well, so I'm gonna put it in... it's not bad. It's not bad. It's okay. Alrighty, The Haunting of Villa Diododi. I never know how to pronounce it, just like I couldn't pronounce Richard Iowati. Thanks everyone in the comments of that video I made about the doctors. Anyway, this episode has a lot of twists and turns and really does good work with Jodie's doctor. I think this might be Jodie's best episode. Like, you see her get mad at the companions, which is something she hadn't done in all of these ones. She's always very happy, and then she's like, hey, at the end of the day, I make the tough decisions. You're like, whoa! I think this might be my favorite, and I'm gonna say it's probably the greatest Whittaker episode. You can fight me on that, whatever. I think it's quite good, and I very much enjoy it. Make your own tier list. Send them my way if you don't agree. Come on. Ascension of the Cybermen, very much enjoyed it. I had a good time. I'm gonna put it in good. I haven't really spent much time on it after the fact. Timeless Children. I know a lot of people have their gripes with this episode. I've said that like a billion times. A lot of people have gripes with the entire Whittaker era, but this episode in particular really did a number on some people. I made a whole video on it if you want to check that out. Put it in okay. It was a much better finale than the Battle of Ranskor Avkolos. Alrighty, lucky last, the one we just had the other month, Revolution of the Daleks. I have such a soft spot for this episode. Going back and rewatching, I did pick up some stuff that I wasn't the biggest fan of upon initial viewing. It's just some fun sci-fi. It's, you know, you don't have to think too much. It's awesome. It looks beautiful, and of course, Captain Jack slays it in this episode. Wish we had more time with him. So I'm gonna put that in good. And there we have it. Look, honestly, looking at that, I'm pretty happy with that. I feel like you guys can't dislike me too much for that. In terms of, like, yeah, in terms of Jodie's era, look at that. But hey, let me know in the comments what you think of Jodie Whittaker's era so far. Do you agree with me? Do you not agree with me? Be respectful. And hey, tweet at me at ChrisBPro with your screenshot of your own tier list. I'd love to see what you guys come up with. And hey, I think that's gonna do it. Thank you so much for watching. Please like this video. Please subscribe if you have not already. We're trying to reach 100 billion subscribers, so every subscriber helps. Stick around for next week because we got a little spicy something on the Weeping Angels. Perhaps. Anyway, you're just gonna have to wait and find out. Thanks, guys. Have an awesome day. Alonzi!